Welcome everyone. Today we are at Bennett University with Dr. Milind, who is the Dean of Student Affairs at BU. Welcome to our platform, Thoughtful Leaders. It's a pleasure to interview you, sir.
Thank you for having me.
So to the first question, what are your roles and responsibilities of Student Affairs Department at BU?
Well, I have two roles in the university. I am Dean of Student Affairs for the entire university. And I am Professor of Management Science in the School of Management, which is my teaching role. So I am straddling two roles, if you will.
Sir, keeping the COVID scenario in mind, how do you ensure the security and safety of students at campus and at the hospitals?
Oh, that's an interesting and fairly large question. So let me expand on that. COVID or no COVID, we are very concerned about the security of students on the campus. And there are a couple of reasons for that. We want to make this campus a truly excellent learning location for students. Okay? And when I say that, what I mean by that is students learn different things. Students learn things in classrooms. Students learn things outside the classrooms. And if the campus is safe and encourages, if you want to encourage the development of students, then safety and security is a primary concern. Okay. To that effect, we have a host of measures. As you have seen, the campus is single entry gate. So entry to the campus and exit to the campus are controlled through biometrics. If you are not a student, if you are not affiliated with the university, there is a separate system for you to enter and exit. Students undergo biometric checks so that at any point in time, we know where the students are, if they are outside or inside. Once you are inside, the campus is a free ground. It is covered completely by Wi-Fi, so students can walk around, they can sit around and access their library and their resources and do group work. The campus is also covered with a network of CCTV cameras. Students are therefore, in a sense, watched. Now, you have to remember that these are undergrad students. There are 18-year-olds, 18, 19, 20-year-olds. Energies run high. So, there is always the potential for small, minor conflicts to break out. So, you must have seen the security guards spread across the campus. They are specifically instructed, and many of them carry walkie-talkies. So anytime students get into disagreements which look like they will spread out of control, the security guards have been instructed to quickly break it up and bring them to the control room and report it to us. We have a team, therefore, which works between security forces, the administrative arms of the university, and the hostels, the wardens. These are all interconnected, they work together. And we have a protocol by which anything that is, adverse event happening on the campus quickly is reported up the chain, up to me, and then from me to the stakeholders. This is the physical infrastructure. As far as the qualitative infrastructure is concerned, we talk to students a lot, and we focus on their development. We also focus on the other D part, which is discipline part. Students understand that discipline and development, when mixed with determination, will lead to a better career for them, better development for them. Okay. So, as a whole, the campus is peaceful. We've been around for 4 years. There is minor events will always happen. Students live together, so there will be some disagreements over toilet block sharing and mess queues. When you're lining up in a queue, who goes first for the food, etc. Those disagreements happen, but the campus hasn't had an incident in the 4 years. Coming to COVID, the campus has been under a strict lockdown since it was declared in March last year. And we have evolved an elaborate standard operating procedure protocol that will make sure that the students will have a safe non-COVID experience, which is all about the social distancing, cleanliness, hand washing, masks, and things like that. Okay, and we are when we open the university, we will make sure that COVID concerns would not be in existence.
So to the next question, what are some of the key events planned for students in 2021?
Well, we follow an annual calendar. So events that we plan in 2021, COVID or non-COVID, let me separate the two. On a physical campus, we have two marquee events. One is cultural event. It's a 3-day cultural fest, which we call Euphoria. This is patterned after similar festivals that happen in other universities. And last year, for instance, this festival saw a footfall of nearly 3,000 students coming from Delhi NCR and outside. That's a cultural fest that we will have. Now, how we will have in COVID scenario, I'll talk about it. But that's a physical festival. There is, we also have a sports competition or sports tournament, which is inter-university, which is today inter-regional, and very quickly we will take it at a national level, which has teams from other universities coming in and competing for sports, for medals, etc. I have to tell you that this sports festival that we call, or sports event that we call Expedite, last year we launched it. We had nearly 18 universities coming from all over the country last year itself. And just as we go and participate, our teams go and participate in similar sports events in other universities, this university, Bennett University, will become a popular hunting ground in time to come. So these are the two big ones. Other than that, we have Freshers Welcome Night, which is Blue Moon every year. We just did an online version of it last month. We have numerous sports competitions. We have numerous cultural events. Our students conceive and execute Halloween event. We also host Femina events from Times of India Group or Miss Diva competitions on the campus. So the campus is active. I'm not going to recite the numerous club events. We have 15 clubs. We have an equal number of sports teams. And those events keep happening at a club level. The campus remains active. Our objective is to keep the campus active after class hours, because we do truly believe that education doesn't happen in classroom alone. And if we want our students to hold a Bennett degree, that degree must stand testimony to something much bigger than just being a lawyer or a journalist or a manager or an engineer. And that's the role the Student Affairs wants to play. You talked about COVID. During COVID pendency, we will have online events. And online presence of students as far as events are concerned has been very, very active. In the last quarter, we had as many as 8,000 eyeballs all over the country for our events. So we are equally effective online as well as offline.
Sir, how is the health infrastructure and what kind of medical facilities are available at the campus?
That's a good question. We are located in Delhi NCR area. So the students that we get are mostly from local. I would say probably 60% of them are from Delhi NCR and nearby states. On the campus, we have a 20-bed health center, which takes care of emergency situations happening amongst the students, emergency admissions. Most common thing that happens here is during the normal viral epidemic or viral flu, students develop very high temperatures, and so they need bed admission. So we take care of them here. We have an ambulance on the standby 24/7 with driver sitting in the ambulance, and we have an arrangement with local hospital here, Kailash Hospital, that's 10 kilometers away. So any emergency that happens, we have primary level healthcare that we provide here. And then we have tie-ups with Kailash, and we send people there. We haven't had any serious event as far as health is concerned. Predominantly our students are healthy, but something does go wrong, we are fully equipped.
Sir, if a student faces any problem in the hostel, how does the student approach the same?
There are numerous channels we have created for students to be heard. Now, we think of a student in a hostel. What kind of problems can that student have? There are different buckets in which these problems can be categorized. The first is the basic living problem. Housekeeping, room is not cleaned up, the toilet block has plumbing problem, etc., etc. All these problems are basically routed to either administration, which takes care of the housekeeping, to maintenance department, operations and maintenance, which keeps the hostel facilities up. So as far as the living is concerned, if there is a Wi-Fi problem, there is a IT department. So we have a help desk ticket system, which students have an app on mobile. They raise the help desk ticket. The nature of the problem decides where the problem will be routed, and it gets fixed. So whether it is fan not working, tube light not working, Wi-Fi not working, and so on and so forth. The second level of problems the students have, actually most students have, is with the mess, that is the food. And we tell students that the food that you'll get will be gharwala, that is like home, but it will never substitute what your mother makes. Okay, we give you wholesome, hygienic, good food. Students have a problem sometimes with that, so there is a mess committee that students have amongst themselves. This students elected mess committee, and the mess committee takes it up with admin. The minor disputes, scuffles in the hostels, the wardens are there, security can be approached. And if they have any other problems, I am always available. And my name and number are published all over. If you look at the posters, you will see the emails saying, please write to dsa@merit.edu.in, and the number is given below. Okay, one of them is my number. So students have an ability to approach me anytime for valid reasons, and it will we will action off whatever the grievance is or whatever the issue is.
So the next question, sir, how do you ensure the quality of food and good hygiene at campus?
You should really take a look at our kitchen and the entire cycle of food preparation and serving, and that will satisfy you. So we have modern equipment for making food. We have signed up with Sodexo, which is a multinational, French multinational, which makes food, which has all the necessary certifications, quality certifications that it has. We also have surprise inspections from our side. So the members of our administration or members of student affairs, members of mess committee, members of student council, they will do some surprise inspections and find out that everything is okay. And then we have the students register, where if you have a problem with food, such as foreign objects in food, etc., the live register is maintained. This register is checked every day and action taken. So when it comes to food, I know food is tends to be very sensitive matter, and we are as sensitized to that problem as anybody else. Just to add, nearly 200 of our staff members and faculty members eat the same food, the same mess. Okay, so it's not that we have different food for faculty or staff and different food for students.
Sir, are transport facilities available for students from Delhi?
We have transport facilities whereby we run a bus service on a subsidized basis. A bus service between Botanical metro station, okay, Botanical Garden metro station to the campus, and this service runs also on weekends on calls basis. So we have a student committee which is called Transport Committee that basically synchronizes what students want and the services being organized. Other than that, on the weekends, while many students who are living close by they tend to go home. Students from outstation and far off places have no place to go. So we run local bus service from here to local malls or local places of attraction and bring them back.
So what are the facilities available for students at the campus?
So there are lots of facilities. As I began telling you, our focus is on development, overall development of the student. And when we think of development of a student, we think of three things. Cultural activities. Some students are able to express themselves well and express their creativity through cultural pursuits. Sports and adventure is the second bucket. And the third bucket is outreach, linking up outside people, sponsorship, etc. And as far as student affairs is concerned, we promote all three. Coming to cultural side, we have 15 clubs. A lot of clubs do not require physical spaces, but some do. For instance, we have a dance club, or we have a music club. We have robotics club. Now these clubs require some place where or fine arts club. They have to keep their materials. They need space to practice. They need space to perform, and so on and so forth. So we have physical facilities for these clubs which are dedicated. Other than that, we have facilities or spaces for clubs to just use. And those clubs, those are kinds of clubs which do not need physical facilities. For example, our sustainability club really doesn't need a facility. The entire campus is their hunting ground. And on the cultural side, therefore, we are well equipped. On the sports side, where you do need hard facilities, we have a very well equipped sports center, which was actually inaugurated by Gopi Chand, the celebrated badminton player. So that facility has a swimming pool, it has squash courts, it has indoor badminton courts, we have indoor as well as outdoor basketball courts, we have a gym which is air conditioned. Then we have field sports like tennis, football, cricket, and kabaddi can be played inside as well as outside. So we do a lot of investment in creating facilities for sports and adventure. One of our clubs is Adventure Club, which goes out and does adventure activities. So as far as facilities are concerned, those are created, and those will always be created as the campus expands. We'll add more facilities. We spend a lot of money in this with the conviction that this is a money well spent towards development of students. We want students to be drawn out of their rooms and into activities when their academics is over.
Thank you, sir, for having us here. It was a pleasure interviewing you. We learned a lot, and I am sure the aspiring students tuning in will also find this interview very informative. Thank you.
My pleasure indeed. Thank you.